Hello, everybody. Welcome to another installment of Ranwin Parked with me, Cone, Kurt, and ZK, as we investigate the internet for interesting or mildly interesting ads for cars around the internet.
We're investigating now. This is an investigative journalism.
Investigate
Podcast.
rather than acquire.
True.
We've
I
reached
guess that's a good point.
we've reached a point in which we need to treat this as like, yes, doing our job, finding the ads, not actually just trying to find cars to buy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel like I'm the only one left that's like, okay, I think I'm good. I don't need to buy anything. You two just never stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Need
Got
to sell
that.
a Saab or two first.
Or two. They're multiplying?
I hope not.
If Saabs could multiply, they would just become like the worst Volvo you could ever imagine. Like I just feel like a Saab can only multiply down into something worse, and I always viewed a Volvo as worse than a Saab.
Good.
Good?
Good. He's driving up the value of his sub with these broad accusations.
Well, the value doesn't matter if it's never for sale. I've not seen
About
any progress on that thing being for sale, being readied for sale, nothing. It's not going to happen. But you know what is going to happen? Totally relevant to our show here, because this is a show that stays on topic all of the time, is as ZK mentioned to me, that this show comes out on the day of the supposed launch of the first American crewed space mission. This comes out like 2 hours before that's supposed to happen. So listen to the show and then go watch that and then get real mad at Florida because it's probably going to be raining because Florida. Did I cover everything you wanted, ZK?
yeah. I brought it
other
up, and then you said everything, and
Well-
I'm just sitting here like, okay, yeah, that's it.
It's a very monumental thing, and I know me and Kurt both have had strong interests in spaceflight over the years, and ZK, I don't know. I don't know what your history is. Maybe you were a rocket once. I don't know.
We'll just leave it there.
I mean,
Yes.
Texas is like, it's overlooked, but Texas is basically as important to the space industry as Florida is. But Florida gets all the glory.
I do live in Space City.
Space City. That's why we're adding a new category to Ran When Parked. It's going to be the best ran when flown.
Ran when flown.
You probably could. I have seen some planes for sale that are like.
We're now on an FAA list.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's back down out of this. We don't need to be any more lists. Let's just go to what we know and where we belong, and that's crappy automobiles. And I will start with Ranwood Parked. I accidentally themed this week. I'm warning you. It's the all D show, and I'll let you figure out what that means. This is a 1970 Dodge D100 van ? Have a clean 1970 A100 Dodge van, V8 318 auto body, very solid. Motor turns over great. Don't think it'd take much to get it running again. Bill of sale only, $1,000 cash. It's maybe a little bit oversold there.
Is it a D100 or an A100?
It's an AD100.
100 AD.
It looks like it's been sitting since then, yes.
Yes. Ran when parked.
Look at the in-house carpet growing mold as the floorboard there. That's a good
Oh, I
sign.
thought that was just grass in there.
It's like tan carpet that's growing mold. The tires that are now completely flat to the point that they no longer can be round. But what a face. All of these Dodges with like the ring headlights. They had pickup trucks, they had the vans. This has got to be the pinnacle though of like the dorkiest looking thing.
Is that like a bike rack on the front? Like
I
buses
think so.
have?
Could be. I've been trying to figure out what they were doing with this thing because there's a lot of like AC componentry to it. And
Yeah, there's like the weird roof scoop, which looks like an old AC unit, but it's all the way at the front, which is a weird choice.
well, there's more clues inside.
Go on.
There's
Oh,
a collection of like AC stuff in here. And I don't know if it has anything to do with the roof scoop, if this was like a refrigerated van at some point. If it was a refrigerated van, it looks like it would be very poorly insulated. But something going on with that stuff.
a little bit concerned in that last picture with all the AC. Well, okay, I guess that's a speaker box. That looks suspiciously like a toilet seat hole
Oh
in
no.
the background.
Let's go with speaker, okay?
Yes, yeah. Well, the next picture there's two holes, so let's assume that you're not supposed to be holding hands.
His and hers. I don't know. This seems like a longer one of these that I'm used to seeing. Like it has a lot of windows.
Hmm.
It's quite a large thing. But ready to run. Just won't take
Yeah.
much.
Won't take much.
Won't take much. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a dollar value out of $5,000 to get it roadworthy, but like 10, 20 to actually make this into something again. This is
Right.
not on the cusp of roadworthiness, I wouldn't say. And it really looks like it was drug here too.
fine.
Like, look at the foliage or the roots or whatever this is underneath of it. This didn't happen here.
A couple new tires, a milk crate for a seat,
I
and,
mean-
and a new carb. That's all it needs.
Oh, a new carb. Yeah, I mean, as always, the air filter's sitting here on top of the engine cover, not anywhere near the engine. Like, heaven forbid that the air cleaner was attached to the correct place in a car for sale. Also,
the
what-
radiator's also sitting inside too.
I just realized this, like, this is something that's in the car, I think. Like, this is a handrail.
It's like a weird. It's almost like all the refrigeration is like, is this an ice cream truck? No, but then there's
No.
that weird. There's like an extra step side sort of thing. Like it could have been for like a handicap thing or something. but-
Right. I mean, this one's still hooked up to the roof. Like, this is still an
Right.
active AC thing. It had to be for some kind of, like, frozen meat, dead bodies. Who knows?
Organ.
Something was staying cold in here.
Is there something on the back like a faded out fish
No.
sign?
Yeah, that's what I kept looking for, is like some kind of sign of like a company or a purpose. But I got nothing. Maybe someone will know though. People are
And
smarter
the
than
bike
us.
rack. The bike rack is a
Yeah.
curveball. That's hard to put together with this puzzle.
'Tis a mystery. Mysteries. What mysteries do you have to bring us?
Ah, I one up you once again,
Yeah,
Cone.
you did.
A 1957 GMC bus for only $2,000. The GMC bus has been used for storage for several years.
Honesty.
The 302 GMC ran when parked and
Ooh.
probably still does. Probably. For just $2,000, you can park it in your driveway and piss off all your neighbors. They'll take $1,000 for it without the engine.
This just keeps getting worse, Kurt.
Yes, it does. Do you just
Contents
want the
not
front?
included. What?
Contents. Oh,
That's what we're here
But-
for.
yeah. I mean, they have pictures of the contents. Scary stuff. So this very handsome, speaking of faces,
Mm-hmm. It's got that same face from the GMC truck that I had a couple weeks ago, but
Yeah.
on a bus.
on a bus, wonderful patina.
The old man wrinkle face.
It's
Yeah.
even worse, I think, than the other one. Like, this one's even frumpier. I just look at this and all I can think of is like, damn kids making all this noise.
It looks like just the smaller pickup truck front, but then it's got like the extra fenders and the big bus cab over behind it. It's like, yeah, it's wearing a mask.
Unlawful to pass bus when. When? I need to know
When
when. Carpenter. Oh, that's a convenient shifter.
Yep.
Oh. Ken rules.
Ken Davids. He rules.
There's an engine.
Yep. It probably.
Oh,
runs.
storage. No, this is not what I imagined. Are those actual bananas?
Cool stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking like random knickknacks and stuff. This is bananas.
Some bananas, cables, weird fender
Wait,
covers.
that one right there, it looks like computer parts.
I was just
ATV
peering into
cards.
that. I think they got a MX440, maybe a TI 4200. Well, there's a buyer for this. And that buyer, I think, watches our show. Not gonna call anybody out. $2,000
Again.
Yeah, again. $2,000. This seems like a lot for $2,000, but maybe it's worse than I think.
Well, yeah, you gotta see how much it is to move it, or where, how to move it, where to take it.
It
what to do.
probably runs, Kurt.
It probably runs.
That's the problem with buses. Like, even if you find a quote unquote cool one and it's a cheap price, they're still gigantic things that you have to figure out where to stuff them.
I'm offering a lot rental fee for anybody out there in this call right now that has a project that they need to store somewhere. Low prices. And
Freshly mowed.
I'll almost guarantee you snakes won't move into it. Almost.
But it will smell like onions.
It will smell like onions, which is probably better than this thing actually smells. 57 GMC Bus. It's pretty cool. It's a bit, I don't know, something about it, like, it looks like an old bus on the front, and then the middle part of it just looks like a
Right.
modern bus. Like, I thought it
Yeah,
was an
the
old
doors
bus
back.
front that somebody welded onto a new bus, but it's not. It's an old bus.
It's how far bus technology and safety has come in the last 50 years.
That is a darn good point, isn't it? It's still staggering to me that kids, like, ride the bus to school with no seatbelts and everything so that they can go to school and be, like, scolded for, you have to wear your seatbelt in your car. That bus, though, don't worry about it.
That bus, that's just a box welded onto a truck frame. No, you're fine.
It'll be fine. ZK. Ooh. ZK.
Speaking of Volvos, this is a Volvo 1800 ES, which both me and Kurt are very interested in. It's only $3,000.
$3,000? Does it come with the barn?
Complete engine and trans, good project.
Oh, I didn't even see there was a description over there. It's so short.
That's all the information they give you.
And the fact that it's on a rollback.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the rollback is the Ranwin part here.
I've seen some rusty hoods in my day.
That's weird rust.
That's some rust.
Yeah.
Like, it's
This
been
thing-
shut for so long that the hood's like rusted open.
Yeah, this ad was like a bamboozle for me because I was like, ooh, wow, that looks like an 1800 ES. And then I clicked through these pictures and there's not much of a Volvo left here.
Man, they found the one good thing, didn't they? They're like, look at this fender. Would you look at this fender though? But don't look at this fender.
Oh, that's sad.
I think this one's gone, y'all. I think it's
Yeah.
time to let it go.
Yeah, I think Project is a little ambitious.
And boy, it's been on here a minute, or all this just came off of it. No, it's been on there a minute.
Mm-hmm. That rollback looks like it ain't been used in a minute.
I know these are gaining value, but I don't think that's gonna happen, my friend.
No. Sell
No.
the stainless trim or whatever.
Right.
And be done
Yeah,
with it.
this is for some chrome and some like flat or
Tail lights,
indicators,
housings.
taillights. Yeah.
You know it's
It doesn't
bad
even have a windshield.
when the chrome around the window is falling out just because the metal has rusted away from it. That's a bad sign. Everything about this is a bad sign.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good project. If you want to learn how to weld and fabricate an entire car from scratch, this is the project for you. Just, you know, you gotta make your own forms, your own molds. You gotta, you know, have a vision of what a car looks like, I guess, because there's not even really the outline of a car here. Mostly because these were funny looking. Had to throw it in there. That's why Saabs are better. All right. It was a mistake to call that a project. What mistakes do we lust for this week? I lust for a project. That would be a mistake. This is a 1972 Datsun 510 wagon with an 84 300ZX swap. Helping a neighbor sell 72 Datsun 510 wagon 5-speed. Pretty rare to find a 510 wagon. I'll say yes, especially since this is East Coast. I've never seen one in person. I've never seen a 510 in person other than at the racetrack, like race car ones. I've never seen one that's like a driver's car. This is as close as I've ever seen. And it's kind of an interesting project. Swaps into these things were pretty common because, as Kurt knows, like 70s general sedans and wagons, they're slow.
They are a bit slow, yes.
They have a hard time getting around. So it's pretty common to put 80s drivetrains into them. But the 84 300Z V6, that's a unique one.
Yeah, that's an oddball choice. So points for that.
Yeah, it's got the oddballness, but it's not like a clean car, but it looks like it would be a nice drivable car. Throw some bumpers back on it, and it's perfectly fine for me visually. But that's weird.
That is weird.
That's not even the turbo, is it?
No, it's just the regular one.
I mean, that's probably plenty for this thing, but
I'm sure it's plenty. Like, it would make it more drivable for sure. I've just never seen anyone intentionally try to use this engine in anything else.
also, I would like to point out that looks like almost a stock swap.
It does, yeah. That's using like factory wiring harness and stuff.
And it looks like it just fits in there.
Mm-hmm. Pretty impressive. Like, this is factory intake and stuff. They got a pod filter on it, but it's I won't say it's like well done. There's some wiring around here that makes me go, ugh. But it looks pretty straightforward. It's got the classic dual cherry bomb exhaust. But the car has floors. It's got like a decent-ish interior. I don't remember how much monies they were talking, $5,500. It's a lot of monies, but these are super hard to find. This is a project I could get my fingers on. I could do it. Might be like, I mean, I know somebody that has, you know, this kind of budget laying around and is looking for something fun. And just saying, I'm kind of local to it if you wanted me to go check it out.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Not me.
It ain't ZK. I've never been a wagon person, but the old Jap wagons I've kind of fallen for. I think
We will convert you.
I think
Two-door Corolla wagon that you found that one time.
yeah, I think that was right when you were getting yours.
Yeah, a little bit after, I think.
Yeah, well, I could have swore there was a wagon and there was that one that you
Oh
were
no,
like,
there was a four-door wagon.
it was a
Yeah, that
4-door
was
wagon.
listed. Yeah, but then you found, it might have been for the show, a
the
two-door,
Yeah.
which I didn't even know existed.
I don't think 510 2-doors exist. I don't think, but if you ask me, 510s don't exist. So, it's all up for debate, really. They put a lot of work into the thing, but it seems like it was probably had never finished. If I had to guess, may have never even driven with this engine. The engine may not even run anymore. Who knows?
The fact that it's on
says it drives
rollers
great.
is
Yeah, drives great on these rollers around the garage. That's a classic one too, of the like, I'm selling this for my neighbor. Like, all right, my neighbor's got this car. They're unwilling. What ZK needs is a good neighbor. Is what that's his problem. Doesn't have a neighbor that's motivated enough. All right, before we start this one, everybody, like,
What's wrong?
maybe just to, like, avert your eyes from the screen a little bit if you're watching along. Don't look too close.
I mean, I'm sold completely. You should really get this, Kurt.
See? You can get a rare mini CUV, which is a 1998 Toyota RAV4 two-door.
Yeah, the two-door Ravs were not common.
Yeah, but
And I love the bright magenta.
what condition is it in,
job.
Kurt?
It is in paint color custom. It is in paint color custom and great condition inside and out. Dual exhaust, new tires, new paint job, and a premium sound with sub.
With sub. Premium sound. With sub.
If you've been
Oh,
watching
God.
our SnowRunner expedition, you know the best car for the job is a pink car.
Mm-hmm. With Toyota Tacoma wheels spray painted. Boy, that is bright. It
So,
looks
yeah.
It could be
like
brighter.
it looks like the color I used to use in like 3D modeling for chroma key. Like, all right, this is the color that's the the stuff that's see through. Whew. It's not even like
I don't know.
Barbie pink either. It's just, well,
Isn't
No,
it
it's a little
though?
more purple than Barbie.
is it
pink.
though? Is it
It
not
has the-
though? Is it
it has the
though? Oh boy.
I'm just saying this is perfect. It's a 5-speed, all-wheel drive.
Are they
It's
V6?
I think, probably not.
But it's
Yeah,
got
I-
dual exhaust. The sub taking
Yeah.
up a seat.
If
Boy,
you don't
that
need
is
another
tiny.
passenger, you got the sub.
Look at the whoa. Is this where the seat is?
Yeah.
But the front seat's touching it.
This person likes to ride real low,
Real low.
real lean backed.
Or they're real embarrassed about the paint. Huh.
Trying to hide themselves.
Oh,
But in reality, I actually
No.
found this one a little bit sooner, and this is another
And this
two-door
is the one I
RAV4
boy, that
manual.
is just
Yeah.
so much different. Wait, I need to
It
go
isn't.
back. Like, this is the same thing?
same. These are the same picture.
Yeah, right.
It's got the same wheels even.
Kind of.
And the pink paint is a premium. The black one's cheaper.
Oh,
You
it's-
sure they didn't just paint this one? And why?
All-wheel drive, manual transmission. Does this one have? Oh, it's a 2.0 inline 4. Interesting.
Mhm.
I like
These
the,
are one of those weird cars that time forgot, or like no one realized existed and actually were sold.
I like this. I know what I have block right here.
Yeah, they're extremely rare. Check Auto Trader and Cars and Auto Tempest.
I'll tell you this much, Kurt. I like it more than the weird, boring boxes you've been looking at that I can't remember what they're called.
Forerunners?
Forerunners, yes. Like, those are the most dull, boring things I've ever seen laid my
You're
eyes
dead,
on.
Pinto.
These are actually interesting looking at. It's like a Via Cross that isn't awful.
Okay, old man cone.
Yeah, does the back come off these too? Like the four? It almost seems like they do.
Why am I old for liking the one that's like weird and curvy?
You weren't gonna say.
Back in my day, cars had curves.
Oh yeah, the top does come off.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Neat. See, this is so much cooler. Yes, I
So
realize
is
the
the
top comes
4Runner.
off on the 4Runner, but you'd never do it because it's huge and it's just a boring box. This is cool.
You're a boring box.
I've been told that before, yes, but that has no bearing here. I want you to buy the pink one, though.
The pink one is much better.
I just want to have. I want to go to bed at night thinking, Kurt just drove around town in a pink RAV4. All right, ZK.
This is a car I didn't know existed.
End of story.
A 79 Ford Pinto station wagon 2.3 turbo 5-speed. $3,500.
Factory?
Factory.
Wow. Interesting.
So this is basically the SVO Mustang in a two-door wagon body.
Oh, whoa, that's that second picture is a lot to gather.
Yeah, it's been inhabited.
It does say ran when parked. I did notice ran when parked in the
Oh.
description.
Those are some serious mud daubers.
Yeah, they're
Or dirt
everywhere.
daubers, depending on where you live, I found out. Oh, there's more of them down there. That's an infestation.
Yeah, that might be the only thing preventing me from buying this.
I guarantee you those suckers are in the engine too. You think they are not going to do it? They'll do it. There's a mud dauber nest on top of a piston somewhere.
I mean, you just run it for a few minutes and it'll be fine.
Whew.
But it's two-door wagon. We love two-door wagons on the show.
That's a shape. There's not many vehicles you can get 4 pop-out windows on, that's for sure. I like the hood scoop.
The offset hood scoop. Yep. For the intercooler.
Well, yeah, it's got turbo badging on it and everything. Ooh, that's a shelf. We want to talk that should be like a Ramwin Park thing. Is put that in bingo, a safety bumper shelf. 'Cause that one's got it.
I mean, that's where you can sit down and eat your lunch.
Yeah, picnic table. There's your
I've actually
intercooler.
done that on the sub.
So ZK, about this intercooler. It's a pretty interesting size and shape, huh?
It's not water to air.
Yeah. I don't know how we would force air through it. Obviously, you have an offset hood scoop, right?
Mm-hmm. You've always liked those.
That's a new 4x4 they put there. Like, we gotta put that car for sale. Yeah, replace the 4x4 that's under it. Let's make sure we have a new one. How many monies was this?
$3,500. Comes with new or like 90s Mustang wheels
Yeah, the
too.
90s Pony Mustang. Yeah, it's a Radwood winner. If you got her going again, gonna need some work though.
Just an oil change, it'd be fine.
Oh, no title. How could you possibly lose the title for a 1979 Ford Pinto station wagon 2.3 turbo 5-speed? That's just a dang shame.
Nice patina.
It's a shame when cars that are blue patina though, because really it now just looks like primer.
Yeah. And the interior's a bit, you can see that the interior's just kind of disassembled.
But it looks like somewhat there at least.
Yeah, it looked like there was a door panel just chilling in there.
This is like the 5th time I've seen this picture, and I just now realized it says turbo there. That's how grotty it is.
That's why they took the picture.
Yeah, now I realize why the picture is there. At first, I saw this, then I saw these. Now I see turbo. I don't know much about them.
Polish the valve cover.
Don't know much about those 2.3 turbos, other than
I know they exist.
They exist. They have a cult following. I have no idea if they're good, bad, or nightmares or whatever. I have no idea. Turbo from the 80s. It's got to be great. All right. All 3 of those are definitely mistakes that could be made. Kurtz is the only one that I feel like is an ever-present danger, though. That one is one I could see you being like, by the way, do you like pink?
Sure, why not?
All right, it is now time for mildly interesting. Let's bring everything down a little bit here. Let's calm it down. With a Dodge D2500 long bed. I don't know.
D250.
Oh, does it say D250? Sorry.
Yes.
I don't know when it happened, but somewhere down the line, I really started to love old Dodge trucks because they kind of have the most car-like visual design to them. And this one's got a really good face. It's even got its tongue sticking out, which is like
Yeah. Doing a
huge
little
bonus
blep.
points. Yeah. But this truck's pretty cool. It's a 59 Dodge cab on a 1990 one-ton Ford frame.
Oh, that's the best thing to do.
With a Dodge 318 V8 and a 4-speed. So it's like Dodge body, Dodge motor, but with a modern Ford one-ton frame under it. This would make a really good ramp truck if you had the money to do it. But don't know much about my old Dodges, but I thought it was a pretty cool look to this.
The engine bay.
It's down there. If you look real close, there's an engine down there.
Okay. Okay, it just looked like that radiator hose was going into the carb.
Oh, it's not. Okay, I had to look at it again to make sure that it's not. But no, it's not. That's just a very long intake tube down into what looks like a single barrel carburetor or some kind of TPI setup. I don't know what's going on there. TPI setup.
Yeah, that's real weird.
Very strange. I think there's more pictures of the engine bay. But even with the flatbed, this is kind of a cool look. That shifter though, like that's your hands up there for that thing.
It's all the extra leverage you need.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that must be it for the engine. Dang, I thought there was another engine bay picture with this huge handmade shroud for the fan too. Because that engine's like a mile back there to be working in this thing. Like the brake booster is in front of the engine. It's almost a cab over. It's neat. It's mildly interesting. It doesn't make me go, I need to go buy this. But $3,800.
$3,800, yeah.
Cool project, and I think it's probably drivable because it's got a modern chassis under it, and it's neat.
6 new tires.
6 new tires. Those tires are very confusing, by the way. Dually tires is a subject that I've tried to understand and continue to be baffled by, because just like when the ramp truck had the 16.5-inch wheels and the tire size was like whatever it was 50/7 and every tire company was confused, these dually tires seem to have very similar, like, oh yeah, you need the 215/40. What's the rim size? No, that is the rim size. What? I don't get it. I hope these weren't on it though. Anybody that's into like trucks or anything 90s has a set of these wheels sitting around.
One of my neighbors has a 90s F-150 with those on them.
Someday they'll be worth tons of money, like
$30 or $40.
Yeah, maybe even 50. like Camaro IROC wheels used to be super common everywhere, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, Camaro IROC wheels, $200. Kurt, what have you got to mild us with?
This is more mildly interesting. We've seen the Porsche 944s many times, but this is
for ZK too much.
This ad I found to be mildly interesting because not only for $4,700 could you get a 1983 944, but it includes 6 parts cars. So you get 7 cars total, which may or may not say something about owning a 944.
ZK, I present to you evidence.
Yeah. And it is sold as a package deal only. You buy one, you got to buy them all.
Now, when I said I was going to loan out parts of my yard, I would rather you not take up the whole thing in one go.
It's real difficult to know which one in these pictures is like the good one.
Is there a good one?
No.
There's a headline one, that the 88 that he's selling, but I don't otherwise know.
No. These steering wheels.
Logitech?
Yeah, those steering wheels are a no. So this one's missing most of its interior. This one's a 924 turbo, I think, because it's got the hood scoop. This one's a 924 turbo.
Yeah, there's two 924s and then
944.
more 944s.
In there deep. This is a 924 second gen. This is dead.
This is
Scrap.
It's scrap metal. This one also scrap metal. There's the door. There's the interior for the other one. All right, we're piecing this together, Kurt. I think there's at least a quarter of a car here.
Investigative
Yeah.
podcasting. Remember, that's what we're doing.
This one's gonna require some investigation. $4,700. Usually, when you said $4,700 for 6 or 7 cars, I would be like, "What a deal!" And in this case, I'm like, can we talk them down a bit? Because there's not. No. The only one that looked decent was the one that was like, yeah, this one, which is completely buried. They didn't bother to give us good pictures of this, so the whole back could be caved in.
The windshield is mysteriously fogged out.
Yeah. The whole package deal. I think my goal in life is to not get here. If I can get through life...
what steps lead to this point where you have essentially 7 wrecked Porsches in your yard?
Well, you remember that 200 that I sent you this morning?
Yes.
I
guess that's step 1.
Yeah, I sent him this 200 SX, and it was like $350, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
But it was missing some stuff. Like, it was missing some door panels. It was missing interior parts.
The engine
didn't
and the
have a
transmission
drivetrain.
and all of the interior.
Some of the interior was there, like the dash was there. But because that's a rare, hard to find car now, you would be out there looking for a car that has the other parts that you need. And then all of a sudden, you're on your 5th one because you still needed that other part. And now you have 5 cars that don't equal 1. That's how it happens. So you're a good friend for being like, no, that's a bad one. You don't do that. Also, is that a Saab?
Who knows?
It kind of looks like one.
There's not a whole lot of sheet metal there to go
No.
off of.
I just saw the real squished in like windshield, or it's just real squished in.
I think it's just real squished in.
It's probably another 944. Well,
Wait, did we actually count 7 cars here?
I didn't really. So 1 has the stripes on it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So technically, yes. We'll let them have it. All right, ZK, mild us.
This is a weird mild because this was almost my first car.
Is it a weird mild because it makes you like, does it make your heart have palpitations? Like, do you love this thing? Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to be the case. Like, to any normal human being, this is mild.
Yeah. Well, like this just the initial picture like of the ad is almost exactly what I looked at on Craigslist however 15 plus years ago, because it was a green 4-door. It wasn't a GSR, it was an LS though. But it was a
way to go, Craigslist, by the way, because this image could be the same. Like, Craigslist has changed so little in 15 years, this could be the same ad.
Yeah. But also a GSR is like, this is actually also a kind of cool, fun car.
Tell me why, because I don't know.
B18 VTEC.
Okay, so B18 VTEC rather than B16 VTEC like you'd find in a Civic SI.
Or like the other Integra models, like the LS.
Right.
It's the B18 without VTEC.
Without VTEC. Got it. And what I've learned from the kids...
my first car was almost a 4-door Integra green. And it's weird to think of how my life would have been different. Like, this just gave me weird existential stuff.
Like, do you think your hat would have been flat? And, like, what would have been changed?
Well, like, friends I met from the 240 scene got me, like, one of my first decent jobs, which built my career and kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
So, yeah. Also, look at the wheels. They're swishy.
They're swishy.
Are they on backwards?
They're
They look like
not.
they're on
It's so
backwards.
annoying, Kurt. I hate it. I hate it. Because, like, you put them on the other side and they're the right way, basically.
Right.
But they're, like, always backwards. I hate it. I hate that wheel
Has there
design.
ever been a manufacturer that actually had left and right wheels?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody
I don't think
actually
so
did that right.
I know hubcaps exist in mirrored, but
Right.
not actual alloys.
There was, I forgot what it was, but there was a listing on Bring a Trailer where like the first comments were like, "Oh, too bad the wheels are on the wrong side." I can't remember what it was though, off the top of my head.
That's a lot of money for a car that's not like super clean, but I guess these have reached unicorn status, haven't they?
Kinda, yeah. There's not a lot of GSRs left. Most of them got the engines stolen out of them.
Right. Yeah. I had friends like the Integra and the 240 communities were always very close for me. Like there seemed to be a lot of Integra people hanging around with the 240 people. And I think the thing that brought everybody together is they all had their cars stolen all of the time. I don't think I've ever known somebody like within the Integra circle that doesn't have some kind of car stolen story to go with it. And then the engine ripped out of them.
Yeah.
Sad
But
story.
attack goes up to 8, like red line's at 8, and probably keeps going a little bit.
That they
In a
do.
4-door sedan.
It's not bad.
What 4-door sedan revs to 8 these days?
What 4-door sedan revs to 6 these days?
And has a manual.
Right. Oh, we're just so obsessed with the manual, CK.
Yeah.
It's still mildly interesting to me because I really never found myself liking the look of the Integra versus the Civic, but the sedanness 10 years ago would have made me go, ugh, if only it was a coupe. But now I realize like the sedans were interesting because nobody makes interesting sedans, especially like economy ones, unless you want
No
huge
interesting
V8.
sedans under 60 grand.
Right. Yeah. Until you get the luxury, or now with like the current FCA like muscle stuff. But they're just so different. Like it's not a sports car. Not to say this is a sports car, but having driven enough cars with B16s and B18s, it drives enough like a sports car to make your brain tingle
And
the
they
right
actually
way.
have like really nice suspension as far as these things go. So they're fun. Not necessarily fast or anything, but fun.
That's VTEC to me. Like that's old school VTEC is like it wasn't fast, but it made not going fast fun.
Yeah.
That's how they should have marketed it. Honda, going slow with fun. All right, it is time for Rest in Peace, the best ad of the week. We don't know when, but apparently YouTube is removing the ability to have polls or cards on videos. I think they're just
Really?
getting rid of polls. The cards are staying, but the polls are going away. So I don't know what we're gonna do when that happens. But for the meantime, try to look for the card and see if you can vote. Honestly, it has never really worked out amazingly. Our episodes usually get about 1,000 views on YouTube, and we usually get about 10 votes. So I'm not going to say it's been the most amazing metric, but apparently we're going to have to do something a little different in the future. But let's see what the results from last episode's best of was with Kurt's 3-wheeler, ZK's desk, and my awful seats. What do you think? I thought my seats were gonna like take it personally.
Thought it was gonna be the desk.
You thought it was gonna be the desk. ZK, did you think it was gonna be the 3-wheeler?
No, it's probably the desk.
Wow. It was the desk.
Oh, by a slim margin.
Slim margin over Kurt's three-wheeler. I've not been doing too good in the best of competition here. I'm bringing home many trophies in the best of lately. Well, I mean, the desk was a good bamboozle, I gotta say. Yeah, you really had me for a minute there that it was going to be a full truck, but and you spawned a conversation about making El Camino desks with somebody out there.
Oh,
But also the three-wheeler that's probably one of the most interesting three-wheelers we've had.
yeah, like that's
Interesting as in,
And the 5-speed that you use 2 gears in too was really good. All right, here we go. Concluding my accidental week of D, I had a Dodge, a Datsun, a Dodge, and a Dodge. This is a not 1966, I'm pretty darn sure, Dodge Caravan with a custom air ride, chopped top, custom paint, many modifications, runs and drives good, 7,500, may trade on a gas golf cart or 4-wheel drive ATV. If you see it on here, it's still available. And this is a 90s styled, riced out minivan with the chopped top. Serious.
looks like a Lamborghini kit.
Serious effort here to do something atrocious.
yeah,
Weird
it
is that
looks
it
like
says it's a chop top, but it doesn't really look like it.
I feel like it is.
It's weird.
I don't know. It keeps
Maybe
getting
there's
weirder.
a weird sense of scale.
Yeah, because it's like so. It's so tall due to how much they added to the bottom. But
Yeah.
also, like, the body lines all look wrong now, so I do feel like it's chopped. Like, it does look like something's been removed here, and things don't line up anymore.
Was it a piece of their brain?
If you think the outside's great, it gets better.
Oh,
It not even like the gull-wing doors, not Lambo doors,
watch your head.
to get you inside the boat.
What? What's even happening in here?
What part of this is even usable? Like, you can't sit back here. You can't stand back here. You can't anything back there, but it looks like the inside of a boat.
I just noticed the ghost flames too.
Oh yeah, of course.
What?
I need
like
to see more of the
somebody-
ceiling.
Yeah, and more of the ceiling would be good.
Somebody like bought a house that had like a bar in the basement and like disassembled the bar and put it in the back of this van.
Carpets everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It looks so plush.
Switches for
Air ride, I guess.
and those doors.
This picture right here, though, like what I pictured in my mind when this was the picture like they presented the ad with, and I was just imagining rolling up to like elementary school to drop off the kids, and then the doors like whoop, and then I realized that the inside has nowhere for kids. This is a 2-seater minivan now.
I don't even know how you'd use that like parked. Like it's not.
No,
You got to be laying down on the comfortable wood.
it's something special.
It does seem from the outside like an automation build gone awry.
Yeah.
Fixtures stretch.
Yep.
I think the rear being so smooth is like oddly bothering me.
It makes it look very plastic, doesn't it? Like it makes
Yeah.
it look like a toy. Like this is not
Like if
full
it had
size.
an actual bumper on it, look,
Mhm.
that would help a lot. Or like just the body lines for the rear door that is now glassed over.
And apparently, like the side windows are flat. Every other window is basically flat. I guess they couldn't figure out how to chop the back glass because they just like inset it and made it a flat like truck window.
Do you think the front windows roll up?
Not seeing any evidence of it, am I? Oh, there they are. They did
Oh,
it.
okay.
They did it. It was a good call, though. A good call.
At least the passenger one does.
Right. So yeah, there you go. That's the Pimp My Minivan. And Kurt.
Hey, ZK, I found the rest of your desk.
Oh, that'd be a great 1-2 combo.
Yeah, I know. A 1958 Chevy Apache barbecue.
Barbecue.
And
Whoa.
it's
They only went
toast.
$950 for these?
900. I just bought a barbecue
Yeah, do you know how much barbecues cost?
for hundreds less than this.
Where's the barbecue, though?
Oh, you'll find out.
Oh, it's that's the barbecue, huh?
That's the barbecue.
It's a piece of metal with a grate over top of it.
And some charcoal underneath.
That's unfortunate. It's really more a picnic bench than it is a barbecue.
It's a barbecue picnic bench trailer combo.
And it hauls backwards.
Sure hope they took the steering rack out of the front. Apparently built by Prairie Valley High School's welding class. So you know the build quality is fantastic. For $950.
Yeah, that's about my welding skill right there. These look like my welds. Huh.
Huh. So that's a thing.
Shouldn't
I
be.
feel like, I feel like there's more buyers for this than that minivan.
Oh, probably. Yeah. Some old dude really wants this. Which is why it's at this, like, what I've now dubbed the old dude dealership.
There he is.
Right.
Yep. You got a Fox Body Mustang with tacked on wheels and a Firebird-ish looking Knight Rider thing. No, it's a Firebird, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, like a
And
second
then
gen.
this grill. Huh.
Toe's great.
Toe's great. Everybody in this ad looks like the exact right person to be here. $950. Could be yours.
Grill and a bench.
Grill
Now, what
and a
else can you
bench.
make out of an old pickup truck? Find out next week.
Yeah. We're running through the ideas here. ZK?
I also have sort of not a car. The ad says
It's sinking, Atreyu. No.
the ad says it's a 2006 Nissan 350Z, 180,000 miles. Just click through the pictures. I feel like there was an accident of some sort.
Oh, jeez.
Because it just kind of exploded in their yard. All over the place. Like, I saw this ad and I just had this mental picture of, like, you know, the cartoons when things explode and you just see the parts flying everywhere in the puff of smoke. I think that's what happened to the
It's like the
350Z.
guy in the seat. Yeah.
Like, parting out is one thing, but you don't have to, like, part it out and just start yeeting stuff across the yard.
Yeah, like nothing, it's not organized.
This is the only picture of the car, and it's upside down, cut in half.
It's more than half. That's like the back of it. I can't even tell.
Yeah, I think that's the back half. I think. Ish. Yeah, because that's like the door.
Door sill. Yeah, looks.
What they really wanted was this gas tank, and they were like, well, just start cutting.
Oh, is that a CRX in the background?
Where? Yeah, it's got the nose of one.
Or at least a EF of some sort.
That's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. There's not a lot to look at here because, well, there's a lot to look at, but it's just little bits of it everywhere.
Maybe they just need a lot of bolts.
True.
So that's what they're keeping. It's all the bolts that hold
I
everything
have done
together.
I went to the junkyard once because they got a 240 in, and I just went there and unbolted everything, put it in a bucket, and was like, I want all of these. And they just looked at me like, $10 with a weird look of like, okay. So somebody came along, found that car, and was like, oh my God, everything I needed is already unbolted. This is the best day ever.
And then when they go to like forklift it up into the compactor or whatever, it
Everything falls
disintegrates.
off. All right, well, we have this week for you to vote on Pimp My Minivan, a grill, and the cartoon exploded car. Make sure you vote for your favorite while you can.
Limited time offer.
I'm sure we'll figure out something in the future, but who knows? With the way
Save
YouTube
us
does
for
things,
all.
it could be 4 years from now before they remove that feature. But that will do it for our show this week. Thank you, as always, for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don't forget the rocket launch.
Rocket launch. You haven't missed it yet. This is a short show.